What are you all up to? If you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe. I wanted to speak about some unreleases that Kendrick has. So let's get started, bro. If you want to give to the channel, the cash applications are in the corner of Case Cash. Case Cash applications are in the corner F. And we all know I've been exploring that. I wanted to speak about some unreleased. What exputes again to win? With sun types. Bro, do we want to sive? As I want to comrease, go on. We want to sive Zakor. Do we want to come with? We want to Kaweed Quorai. Khalid with you with Coin. We want to go with C with Sik. Kawika Kuntuika Kunanak can Kai Sai. We can we to we to you can we to we I can we I can we you we to you get you we to I cannot kick you with we die if free I the take attack I will be so I kick a cute This video. A number of musicians have mentioned working with Kendrick Lamar on several unreleased songs. Currently, a number of musicians have expressed interest in working with Kendrick Lamar on several tracks, and they are more recent collaborators. During a recent interview, Peso mentioned that he has tracks with Kendrick Lamar, and that there are multiple. There are more than one. Although he is known to have come out with the GNX album, claims in this interview that he has a few more tracks with Kendrick Lamar and is unsure of what he did with the others. I'm going to watch the video now to see what he says in detail.
You know, like we talked about a lot of shit, and then he, it was just motivation, fool. Like it's just motivating. We did a few tracks, and then
you did a few songs. That was you didn't do just one song.
No, we did a few, and then
did you do a song that was also on the project too? Were you on anything else that actually was on the project?
No, I did just GNX.
That's the thing, you see. We have only heard that particular tune. No additional track was ever mentioned to us. Other than GNX, we never heard of any other music. To be aware that other music already exists, what he did with it is also unknown. To us, what he intends to do with it is unknown to us. Additionally, there could be the red GNX he has been touring in. The GNX Deluxe. As I said, there has been a lot of talk about it.
The one song?
Yeah, that's it. I don't know what he did with everything else.
So you already had that like verse written?
Nah, fuck no, I did it in like 4 minutes.
So that was like your first time having to hear a beat and write to?
No, it was a different song before that. That song that I did, the Peso did it. That was like from a different day that we linked.
They performed several songs and met over several days. Now, I haven't heard this story before. We were unaware of the GNX authoring process, so hearing this is quite fascinating. Additionally, we're now concluding that Peso is stating, well, we recorded on several days after we met. He gave me a motivating speech to meet me. I could only imagine that they collaborated on songs together several times with all of the artists, not only Peso, and that they were still unsure of which tracks would be included on the album. If they were to record them, I doubt they even knew which songs would be on an album, you know? I think they were just happy to be there. It's a good chance. Which song was on the CD wouldn't even matter to me. Right now, Kendrick Lamar and I are recording. This is one of the most significant events for artists leaving California. Particularly for those artists leaving the state, bro. However, he is not alone. He is not alone in discussing unreleased songs with Kendrick Lamar. As you can see, we have both Lefty Gunplay and Boodle Kev. Bro. Lefty Gunplay is someone who has also discussed going all the way back to 7 months ago. 7 months ago, Lefty Gunplay discussed Kendrick Lamar and the GNX Deluxe and its potential release date. He now discusses having to sign an NDA in this interview. Prior to discussing collaborating with Kendrick Lamar, he had to complete all of these tasks. He then discusses the GNX Deluxe and the reports that it will be released at this point. He also discusses working with Kendrick Lamar on a number of songs.
How much did you cut that we didn't hear?
He has some stuff. We did 2-3 songs. He has some stuff in the chamber, and he told me.
Thus, there were 2 or 3 tunes playing in the room. This indicates that they performed 4 songs. And the one we heard all at once was the one he released in GNX. This indicates that there are 3 tracks or collaborations between Kendrick, Lamar, and Lefty Gunplay that we are unaware of. He and Peso have a couple songs together, okay? And here are the snippets from the most anticipated album to be released. With the release of their record, we will have the clips. Additionally, Pusha T mentioned working on many tracks with Kendrick Lamar in a recent interview.
The traffic of people just coming in and out of the studio, and it happened to be a person from Kendrick's camp.
I'm not sure who the Kendrick's camp member is. I'm not positive whether it's Anthony. I'm not sure whether that's Dave Free. Well, very certain that the person that approached Pusha T in this exchange was someone close to Kendrick and his group. He mentions working with Kendrick on another song in this exchange, which I know has been getting popular lately.
In the studio, and we let his folks hear the album, and he called him and was like, listen, you need to get on this. And mind you, at this particular time, he was just super busy. And man, sent them songs over.
I believe he was preoccupied with the conflict, or perhaps he was just on tour. I'm not sure when he struck him up for the record or asked him. I'm not sure.
He just called back laughing, like, oh man.
Oh, really?
He was like, okay, I gotta do it. Don't worry about it. He was like, yo, I want to do 2.
Additionally, we have a Pusha T stating that Kendrick Lamar wants to perform 2 songs, but we only know of one. We are obviously aware of Chains of Whips. The floral Louis Vuitton fashion presentation a few years ago introduced us to Chains of Whips. We initially learned about this song's existence at that time. At least a significant portion of the stanza has been heard when Pharrell and the Clips are performing for the 8 audience in Paris. We have heard portion of it. This is the only song from this album that we have heard with Kendrick Lamar and the video. However, I don't think we've heard the entire song yet. According to Pusha T, he handed him 2, not just 1. However, the intriguing aspect is that So Be It Aspect 2 is titled Track 4. I'm not sure whether you've spotted this yet. There isn't a So Be It Part 1 on this page for Part 2. Only Portion 2 of So Be It is present. This is what it is now. I could only speculate that it may be the Kendrick Lamar song, or that they didn't clarify. I suppose I have no idea why it is titled Part 2. Why we don't have the original one is beyond me. However, Pusha claims to have a second single with Kendrick Lamar. Is this the one? I'm not quite certain. However, I must admit that track 7. Only the videos that are there. Who knows? The clips could be the cause. Perhaps it's only the recording snippets. Or perhaps that record also has an unexpected aspect. Okay, however, so be it. Part 2 is an intriguing record in my opinion. But that's just my theory, just to put it out there. Kano might or might not be on it. What's intriguing though is that a third individual this year claimed to have collaborated with Kendrick Lamar on tracks that we haven't heard. We have Pusha T, Peso, and Lefty Gunplay, who will release an album in a few days and claim to have a Kendrick Lamar song as, well, he was seen producing songs in a New York studio even while on tour. I can thus be certain that Kendrick is still creating music and that he has tunes in the tuck. Will the GNX Deluxe album include these songs? Maybe. It will remain a legend. However, it's important to note that each of these musicians with whom Kendrick Lamar has collaborated has said repeatedly that they have collaborated with him on many records. Kendrick wouldn't record those tunes for no purpose, but I'm not sure when we'll hear them officially. I am aware that he has been pushing on the tour for a very long time. I continue to think that a GNX Deluxe could exist. We can verify that there is new music that hasn't been heard or published yet. Even though we hear all of these musicians discuss albums that he has in the vault that he has kept hidden, the final all-important issue is how and when the music will be released. Will the upcoming album contain the second song that Pusha T is referring to? Will the GNX Deluxe release the recordings featuring Peso and Lefty Gunplay? When can we expect to hear these songs? I am aware that he has likely kept songs out there, but tell me when you think we'll hear them. Dude, man, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in thefuturevideo.com. Make it a legend. And just a little update, everyone. Right now, my channel is undergoing maintenance. I need to make a few adjustments, but in the meanwhile, dude, if you want to support the channel and give, please use the cash applications in the upper right corner of the video. Additionally, you might subscribe to my secondary YouTube channel, JV. Additionally, you may follow me on XJV or on Twitter. Man, I'm grateful to everyone who has contributed. I love you all. Man, I'll see you all again soon.